Now we're going to be doing some Scrapyard Chimps, and we're going to be having a little bit of fun while we do it, because we're going to be using Striker Jones and a bunch of bomb shooters. What's more fun than that? We're also going to show you how you can get Striker Jones down on round 10 with just these two towers. We go down until white, and then up until red, and then back down again. And then the other one we're going to use is the Sniper Monkey over here, up until red, and then right until red, and then we can begin. So now we save up 810 so we can get Striker Jones down. And we're going to be showing how Striker Jones can do a lot of damage as well as pair really well with an ice tower, because bomb shooters have no trouble dealing with frozen balloons. So it's a pretty cool synergy to see between Striker Jones, bomb shooters, and the ice tower there. But we do have to wait just a little bit for the slow opening. But this opening isn't really that slow compared to the Quincy opening either, as we have to wait for the balloons to come around to Quincy right here, because this is where you would want to place Quincy for the early game. And you'd have a little bit of trouble building into late game too, because your really strong Quincy tower is here instead of up here popping the balloons right as they come in. We all know how good Quincy is. Let's see what Striker can do for us. Round 10, get ready to place down Striker just to the right of that rock. Luckily we have a lot of time here. We want to get Striker down though so we can start leveling up. More bombs, more power. Now we're saving up for our first bomb shooter, which we're going to place just below Striker over here. The last little bit for this 565 is taking a while. There we go. Now we have our first bomb shooter, even though it's not getting buffed by Striker just yet. Once we hit level 4 though, shooting 10% faster, that sounds pretty good to me. But we don't have any camo detection just yet, so we're going to get the night vision goggles and set this to prioritize camo. Then we're going to upgrade fast firing, even faster firing, and then grab the shrapnel shot. So we're going to be upgrading this Sniper Monkey for quite a while here. Even faster firing, please. Now we have the money for that, and now we need shrapnel shot just to make sure that we're cleaning up everything that's going to be sneaking by. Striker Jones doesn't have the best early game, and neither do bomb shooters, so that's why we have to invest a little bit over here into these other towers. But the thing Striker Jones does do for us is give us late game scaling on early to mid game towers, such as the recursive cluster and the mob mauler. So we're going to be using those. We're going to grab the extra range and the frag bombs here real quick. And we're going to go ahead and put down our monkey village so that we get this place down semi early and can verify that our placements are good for the late game. So we just need to hit 1295 to know if we've messed up our build in any way. We're also going to be placing the campfire on this little rock here and then going to the right. And I'll show you how that's done here in just a second. We have it. We see the campfires on the rock. Then we go to the right, as level as possible. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then we can get the bigger radius to verify this is in range, this is in range. And we can also take a look to see if we're able to get this ice tower here later on in the game. We don't need it just yet. but we will verify that just to make sure we can continue on. So we see here, we see that the ice tower is able to get that buff and is placeable, like so. So we're good. Come back over here, get the cluster bombs and the bigger bombs. Now we can safely save up for the recursive cluster. We want that recursive cluster as it's a ton of value for us. Anything non-Moab gets dealt with pretty effectively with that. Especially when you're shooting 10% faster. But we need to be patient. We need 3,000, and money's a little bit slow right now. None of the camo balloons even got on screen there for round 33. So that shows you how strong this sniper monkey is on the camo balloons there. I'm always pleasantly surprised at the value you can get from this tower here. Now we have our recursive cluster. We can go ahead and grab some heavy bombs. Now we can save up for the radar scanner, which we're going to need, as we can't just rely on this for the entire game. It would be cool if we could, but we just can't. So 2160 is the number we're looking to get to. And we have it. We're pretty happy to have it too. We can go ahead and get the jungle drums next and get the primary training. Here we go. And then we get the primary training right before round 40, so we're getting a ton of value here on this bomb shooter as stuff comes across. We don't have to use any abilities or anything like that. And this is going to get popped right as it comes back in here. And the recursive cluster is going to pop the stacked balloons that come out of that mob. Not too shabby, right? We're going to go ahead and save up for this primary mentoring and grab that, because we're going to be placing a lot more primary towers here in a second. We're going to place down the ice tower over here, over to the right, like so. And we're going to be using the top path here, so we can upgrade that a little bit here to get the ice shards. And we want the middle path so we can attack very quickly over and over. Once we get the embrittlement, we can hit Moab balloons. That's a lot of value we can get from this ice tower, which we're going to be investing in. And we're going to be coming back later for super brittle. We don't need it just yet. We need some Moab maulers is what we need. We're going to place our first bomb tower as down as possible, as to the right as possible, like so. Get it really far in there so we can ensure that we can get 3 towers, which we can see one here. And then we should be able to get one more up here. Oh, we did not mean to place that. That's okay. Our money's not that tight. So we're going to place the alchemist up here, as to the right as possible. And then we're also going to place down the other bomb shooter that we're going to need right over here. So we see those 3 towers. And we have an additional tower over here. We won't talk about this. So we can upgrade this one to be a Moab Mauler and set that to strong, as well as this one here to a Moab Mauler, set it to strong. And we can upgrade either of these 2 top paths. I prefer this top path here to give us just a little more power per shot. And now we can do a lot of different things. I think the best thing to do though is to save up for super brittle right here. Makes every balloon that comes by take huge damage, and we already have lots of damage, so if we do even more damage and make them take even more damage from all of our towers, it's really good. 30,000 is a pretty good deal. It's a little bit cheaper than some of the other tier 5 upgrades out there. And I think that's mostly because it's not good on its own. But it doesn't need to be good on its own for us. We're about halfway to it, but we know the money's going to slow down. Saving up for tier 5 upgrades is an exercise in patience. I love spamming upgrades on my towers as much as anyone else out there. But how cool is Striker Jones, right? Should we be doing more builds with Striker Jones and bomb shooters? Everything seems to be getting popped pretty early on here. It's not the worst. Making Striker Jones work in terms of camo detection seems a little bit difficult. I think if we weren't on a beginner map, we would be able to highlight that a little bit more. We also would have died right there if we weren't on a beginner map. Everything would have ran on by and we'd have lost at least one life. But luckily the forgiving beginner map gave us an extra look as everything came back around. We almost have enough for our super brittle though, which is cool. 30,000 is a lot of money here. Almost there, and then we have super brittle, making our bomb shooters do more damage, making DDTs less of a problem, as DDTs are a problem right now. Gonna go ahead and upgrade this alchemist to give us more damage. We want to upgrade this to 4-2 eventually, as well as set this to strong. Once this is 4-2, we can also place another alchemist or two over here, as well as some Moab Maulers. Even though they won't be able to hit DDTs right away, once this hits the DDTs, it'll strip the camo and we'll be fine. We just won't be able to get these juicy buffs over here. There we go. Now we can start building lots of bomb shooters and alchemists, which is the most fun we can have with the Striker Jones build. Set this to strong. The first of many Moab Maulers right here. Setting this one to strong as well. Getting an alchemist right here. It'll let us place. There we go. We're going to upgrade this to 4-2 and set it to strong. The 4 takes quite a bit of time. 3,000 is more money than you think. So make sure you're mindful of how many alchemists you're getting and if you really need them. What's a bit deceptive here is this has only popped 28,000. It's really hard to track how much value it's actually giving you. Now we have this to 4-2. We can go ahead and use the newly buffed Elite Sniper as well. as it's already in buff range like so. And it's going to help us clean up everything that sneaks on by, which is a big benefit to going faster here. We already have everything we need to deal with round 100, so anything that helps us go faster at this point is great. Fully auto rifles the next thing we're getting, and then we're saving up for the elite defender. We have plenty of bomb shooters already. We could definitely build more bomb shooters though if we wanted to. We're just trying to get as much value as we can from this long winding map. And because we have the super brittle, we're able to build towers that we like and think do a lot of damage because it deals with so many other properties that these balloons are going to have, right? For instance, we're going to build another sniper monkey here, and we don't need the cross path here because this is going to be stripping off a lot of the camo from the balloons. So we can get a top path, middle path sniper monkey here in a minute without having to worry about the lack of camo detection if we can't get the sniper monkey in the monkey village here. But we should be able to get the placement here somewhere. There we go. We can see we're lucky here. It's able to get in the monkey village, but even if it wasn't, it wouldn't be a problem because we have the super brittle up here. So we're going to set this one to strong. We're going to upgrade this top path. Way more value from this top path monkey. And it's getting pretty good value for us already. We're not going to get the main Moab just yet though, because it would slow us down and we want to go fast and finish up this level here. So we're going to come back over this way and get a monkey ace going. Right like so. All the way down over here. And then we can place it. We're going to upgrade the fighter plane and Operation Dart Storm like so. And we're going to get the sharper darts. And we can see we're immediately getting value from that. And I'm going to place another bomb shooter right here to deal with the non-Moabs that are sneaking past us right now. We're going to get the bigger bombs and heavy bombs. And then one more like so. As they're still flying on by. Then we can also get a Moab Mauler to help us with round 100. And even more. We have Striker Jones. Let's get the value from him. Set that to strong as well. See here we're doing tons of damage. Everything's getting popped pretty well up here. These stacked balloons are a little bit worrisome. That's okay, we have the recursive cluster over here. We can also get one more recursive cluster right like so. And this is going to get all the range over here as well. We can see there's a lot of stuff over here. It's really hard to see what's going on, but Striker Jones is doing damage, and this is doing a lot of damage as well. It's popping balloons as well as giving you that debuff. So we're definitely getting the value we wanted from that. And now we can go ahead and get the main Moab, as it's not going to slow us down too much. And it's holding those DDTs in place, which is a great benefit to us. And we can build pretty much whatever we wanted to at this point. If we could get something over here in that range, but we can't. We could probably sneak in a monkey ace though, like so. And we can upgrade this bottom path here. Get it just in time for round 100. It's a shame Striker Jones doesn't make the Spectre more powerful. That would be pretty cool. See a long string of balloons coming in. A little bit scary. Grabbing that Spectre now though. Striker Jones just hit level 20. So we can see the importance of getting Striker Jones down on round 10 there. As we're level 20. Doing tons of damage. And it should pop here in just a second. And all that dinking was because we didn't go buy the super brittle for those DDTs, so those DDTs had to wait quite a bit to come back over here if we were going to leverage the buff from the super brittle. But there you have it. Scrapyard Chimps with Striker Jones. And our top popping tower was the recursive cluster that we placed right over here at the beginning. So not too shabby.